He did pretty good.
He did great. Actually, Mama, they put me on scholarship.
We'll be down there tomorrow.
Mama,
Listen.
they put me on scholarship.
Congratulations. Yes. Yes.
I'm on my way.
Hey, he's been working really hard.
Lord, thank you. Thank you so much, Coach.
You're welcome. Well, thanks, Sean. He's been doing the work now. He earned it.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of him.
So are we.
I love you so much, baby. I'm so happy.
Love you too.
Call your grandmama.
All right, Auburn fans, once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And down in the Deep South, college football is king. And on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. So earlier, we talked about the defensive line position, defensive end Kobe Wooten, Zakevis Walker, nose tackle Marquise Burks, and Mbar Jeffrey. Hopefully Mbar Jeffrey will recover from that injury because God knows Auburn needs him coming into this season. And then you got the defensive tackle Marcus Harris, who always wanted to play at Auburn. Did a little stint at Kansas and then came back to Auburn and has really done his thing. And then at the edge where Auburn has the most depth opportunities with Derek Hall and Ika Leota and Dylan Brooks. But tonight we want to talk about some celebratory stuff. Sean Jackson, the preferred walk-on at Auburn, running back, works hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure a definite hard worker. And I think about the time that I made the attempt to walk on at Alabama A&M University. Big shout out to the Bulldogs up there in Huntsville. Before I transferred to Auburn, I went to Alabama A&M as a freshman and had aspirations to play football. Went through some of the workouts and some of the things and realized, hey, this ain't for me. I don't want to work out this hard. I was so used to kind of being a starter, and I just wasn't. After about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, great workouts, got big. I mean, it was a good thing. It was a good experience. But I'm like, nah, man, this ain't for me. I love the social aspect of being in college, especially at what I'm going to introduce to some of you all as the historically black college experience. I mean, I had a good time. And working out and trying to make a football team just wasn't on the agenda. I mean, you know, when I look at Sean Jackson, not necessarily the prototypical high-end running back out of the state of Alabama. The only offer was from UAB. But he chose the not to say that UAB is not the lower road, but he chose the higher road to go to Power 5 football and be a preferred walk-on at Auburn. He worked his ass off. He actually had a touchdown against Alabama State last year and has earned his spot as a scholarship player on Auburn's football team. Now, what does this mean? Now, I'm going to show some highlights a little bit later on Sean Jackson. And a lot of folks will think, well, I mean, he ain't going to be no Carnell. But what he will be is a utilization back. He'll be able to get you those tough yards in, say, a 3rd and 2 situation. And he may even be an asset in the red zone which I think he will be. But man, I mean, when you look at even the beginning of this video, you look at his mother's reaction, because his mother was talking about just coming down there, just kind of checking on him. And he's trying to say, hey, Mom, I got a scholarship. She didn't hear that. But when she heard it, she was ecstatic. I want to give a big shout out to Sean Jackson and the Auburn fan base. And I want to let the Auburn fan base know that this is what it's all about. A kid's dream coming true. A mother emotional about the dream coming true. And I don't know what Brian Harsin will do as a head coach at Auburn, but I really loved how he was active in this situation, congratulatory of the hard work that it takes for a guy that was not recruited to be an Auburn running back. And as we know, Auburn has a long history of great running backs. And maybe Sean Jackson might be that diamond in the rough. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. War Eagle.